Routine checks on the highway from Rimini to San Marino. The Italian finance police are stopping business people. Many of them are in a rush to get where they're going, to search for hidden cash. The officers didn't find anything in this trunk. But the checks are only random, so they can't systematically police all cross-border traffic into San Marino.
It's not like with Switzerland. There's a border there. Here there isn't. San Marino has a virtual border with no border guards. We don't know where the best place is to station ourselves.
Even though the same regulations should apply to San Marino as any other state outside the EU, a treaty signed 70 years ago doesn't leave the Italian officials with much room to maneuver.
We have a state in the middle of Italy that insists on its traditional rights and yet permits all kinds of smuggling across its borders. Added to that is bank secrecy, which makes it almost impossible for us to follow cash flows into San Marino.
It's a paradise for investors and businesses, both legal and illegal. San Marino may be one of the smallest countries in the world, but that doesn't dampen its ambitions to be a global financial player. The microstate has 12 banks, a World Trade Center, and 51 trust companies handling financial assets. The mood in the financial sector here is anything but dire. New capital arrives every day, looking for discreet and safe investment opportunities.
More money comes into San Marino's economy than it can spend. That's the basis of the country's high liquidity. The money is, and always has been, placed in safe investments that don't carry a high risk.
Last year alone, 15 billion euros flowed into San Marino's banks. Most of the money came from Italy, followed by Germany. Anyone can open an account here. There's a 13% holding tax payable on interest, but nobody in San Marino questions whether the cash was originally earned legally or whether it was taxed in its country of origin.
We are something like an oasis of calm, a small island within Europe. Here in the banking sector, there are codes of conduct that are paying off in these tough times. Stability and prudence instead of high interest with high risk.
This philosophy seems to be bearing fruit. San Marino does everything to safeguard its clean image. Tourism is still officially a key income source. San Marino is rich, its citizens well off, and its standard of living far above that of neighbouring Italy. For 60 years, Italian Attilio Baldacci has looked across the border with envy. He is particularly impressed with the small republic's health and welfare systems.
In San Marino, everything functions wonderfully. There's no unemployment, old people are well cared for, and on top of that, its citizens don't have to pay any taxes.
Baldacci's home is inside San Marino's borders, as long as you go by a 700-year-old map, that is. He's using that as the basis for his claim to San Marinese citizenship, so far unsuccessfully. The thing is, San Marino doesn't want new citizens, just rich customers for the 50 banks operating there.
We want to comply with the international regulations on the one hand, while guaranteeing the highest discretion to savers and depositors. Our model is the financial center of Luxembourg. We want to act in the same way, in accordance with the same rules, cautious and legal at the same time.
But the Italian tax authorities aren't convinced. They want tighter controls around San Marino, which they view as a tax evaders' haven in the middle of Italy.